Hello, my name is Barrie Tullett and I am part of a collective called Education Press. And for the last 31 years, I have been working on a project to illustrate the three books of Dante's Divine Comedy with a different commercially obsolete typographic technique. So the Inferno is illustrated with letterpress, Purgatory is illustrated with typewriters, and Paradise is illustrated with letraset. I began the project in 1989 at Christmas in my final year at Chelsea, thinking that I would have the Inferno finished by 1990, Purgatory finished by 1991, and Paradise by 1992. Some years later, I finally completed all three books of the Divine Comedy. However, I still might change a few things. It's been an ongoing project. I've been busy doing other things as well. It's not, someone referred to it as my life's work. It's work that's taken me a large part of my life. I can't deny that, but I have been busy doing other things as well. One of the things that is interesting is that it does give you a lot of perspective over your work, what you've been doing and the way you think about typography. And when I was a younger man, I was very, very sure of myself in terms of what was and wasn't good typography and good typefaces. And my first introduction to typography and letterform design was letraset catalogues. And there were lots and lots of 70s, the explosion of typography in the 70s, I guess, for letraset, which is similar to the kind of explosion of digital fonts. And lots of them I thought were horrible things, ugly things. And one of the cantos, Canto 17 of the Inferno, talks about those that sin against art. And I decided that that was a sin against art, making these awful fonts. So I produced a particular illustration which was based on letraset, which is the one you're about to see now. And I couldn't do it with letterpress because I didn't have the letterpress, so I did it with a photocopier, and this is the illustration. I was never happy with it because it wasn't in keeping with the rest of the book, and the older I got, the more unsure I was as to what really was a good and bad typeface. I now have a collection of letterpress type. I have a drawer full of odds and sods, and I recreated the illustration using those characters. But I'm aware now that they are beautiful things in their own right. They are not horrible things. They shouldn't be consigned to hell. They are beautiful things. And they are the last ones of their kind. These are the last letters left of those families. The rest of their font is in landfill somewhere, or it's on someone's front door as their door number. So I feel increasingly guilty about my naivety and the fact I was so blithe as to consign these to hell, when I think they're actually quite beautiful things.